Yes.
Yeah, I didn't want to miss this. I'm
I
really
know.
tired actually, but I didn't want to miss this one.
I know you're so tired. You've been working so hard the past 2 days.
I had
Um,
I had 4 sessions today, back to back. I couldn't even
yeah.
breathe. It was like,
Oof.
oh my god,
I
four
went
sessions.
to I only went to 3 sessions today. I mean, I went to the ones with you in the morning at 5 and 6,
Hmm.
but I really
Mom,
couldn't
can you guys get
concentrate.
Raymond to it?
No,
Hmm.
I can't. I can't take my chair back there.
Just
I
because.
can't count it as participating. So
Okay.
the hold on, but the what do you call it? Where can I invite? Copy invitation. Um, but the ones that I started paying attention was from Kevin Sem's
Hmm.
uh, appointment
Hmm.
until now.
Hmm.
But I actually took a nap from
Hmm.
10 a.m. till 1:30. I needed
Hmm.
to.
Yeah, I did that too, but I'm still tired.
I would like to do that too, but yeah, work gets in the way of my sleep.
Uh, I hear that.
Oh, food around the world. Food
Right? And
photos.
since we're from all over the world, well, let's look at the map first.
Okay.
So, thanks everybody for being here in our last cultural exchange. Um, this is the world map, so we can show where everybody's at. Where is our map anyway?
Hmm.
It's on Canva, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Here, we need to add Tina's photo. Hold on a minute. New share. Ta-da! I need your pictures. Can you see? This is
Yes.
Hmm.
our
Yeah.
map. This is our map of everybody that records with us, that recorded with us, and that participates. So we have me over here, Sanchita over here, and then Marco up here, and
Oh, yeah.
Sam is over here. I need to add you, Sam. Tina is over here.
That's right.
So, oh, hold on. Maybe I could real time. No, we can't real time edit this one. So Sanchita made this. She's our like visual art director in our group. Like
Yeah.
she did the logo. Because we were just chatting, right? We started our group by just chatting in July. Well, we started chatting in June
Hmm.
when she joined L Kick, Learn Korean
Hmm.
and K Culture on Facebook, and then um, we wanted to do a podcast a
Hmm.
little while after that, and like a few hours after we decided to do a podcast, she came up with the logo.
Yeah.
It was like so instantaneous. And then we started making posts. We really grew from
Hmm.
just the two of us wanting to practice speaking Korean
Hmm.
to what our group is now. And we
Hmm.
have Yuri, who is our Korean branch of Glex in Korea.
So I am the branch.
Well,
Okay.
it's just a label, right? We don't have any labels right now, but you want
Okay.
rice. Okay, so Sanchita, would you mind taking over for a bit? I'm going to help my son.
Okay, sure.
Just chat for now and talk about our history.
Hmm. Okay, so we actually talked to each other in since June, and it was like we used to talk only on phone, and later it was like we started getting more people who were interested in talking with us in Korean because we were only beginners at that time, and we could hardly pronounce the Korean alphabets, and it was just like there were people who were advanced learners than us, and we started talking to each other. So first, Rose. Do you all know Rose and Zarina?
Mhm.
So they joined us at first. So there were from two of us, then we became four, and after that, more people started joining us. There were people from Egypt, then from uh, from where was she from? From Philippines. Yeah, there were many people from Philippines as well. So I guess we've grown from two people to now 200 plus members in a matter of 6 months. So we're really happy to meet all of you here. Actually, it's my first time meeting Sam, and yeah, it's just Sam. Yeah, it's my first time meeting you. So I guess you've been enjoying sessions with Janela until now. What is your experience with Flex 2020? How has your experience been, Sam? Can you
Um,
hear me? Yeah.
yeah, so far it's been a, a learning experience. I guess I'm just getting started. So I originally approached Renella to do classes individually
Mm-hmm.
outside of the GLEX because I didn't understand the platform, but
Mm-hmm.
she's walked me through it
Mm-hmm.
and I like it. So I
Mm-hmm.
made my first payment yesterday that starts
Yeah.
February 1st.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm really glad that you wanted to study with a group. It's actually
Yes,
our idea is like that, we want to make this a social learning group. So instead of studying on our own, we need to study with a group. Like we believe that studying with a group helps us. So we've been studying on our own since quite a few months, but uh, we didn't progress at all. So when we started studying together, we found that we were much more efficient in our learning. So that's what we want others to do as well. We want to share our experience uh, and, and want people to learn from that.
right.
Hmm. How about Marco? How has your experience been?
um, I'm a very spontaneous guy, so
Hmm.
at least in some matters. I saw there were free Korean classes,
Hmm.
and then I said, okay, I will watch them and I will look at them.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
I came into the first meeting, and the first thing someone said to me, can you please introduce yourself? And I started in English. So, hello, my name is Marco. And the second thing, what has been said to me, can I do that in Korean? And I can't even read Korean. Then someone helped me. It was you. um, and then I learned how to, um, yeah, how to introduce myself in Korean. And in the first week, I managed to do that on my own without any help. And from then on, it kind of stayed that way. I joined the 90-day challenge, but because of work, I can't do that for now because it is always at 2 p.m. and this is in the middle of work for me. But with the sessions I take with Vanilla and make with Vanilla, it's 9 p.m. for me, or now 8 p.m. So I have time. Instead of gaming, I'm here, sitting in front of the laptop as usual in work.
Yeah.
So I'm in front of the screen for, I don't know, 15 hours a day.
Oh my God,
Oh,
that's a lot. It's really taxing for us.
So my normal schedule is sleeping until 7 a.m., going to work, sitting from the in front of the PC from 8 until 6 p.m. Then I clock out to work on my own again on the laptop. And then I come in the session and stay here until sometimes 1 a.m. in the morning and go back to sleep. So this is my daily routine now.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
quite funny.
Mhm. Yeah, it is actually studying with a group gives us motivation. That if you see someone else studying so hard, then you'll also be motivated. You know, that's what I think. Like if I see someone studying hard, then I would want to do that as well. So that's what I think. I really want Tina to join our sessions too because I've seen you struggling by yourself. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I found the classes, I
Mm-hmm.
just got stressed, which I don't normally do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm no good with computers either. And I'd
Mm-hmm.
never Zoomed or chatted, or I didn't know what a PDF was or anything else. And that stressed me. And
Mm-hmm.
like Marco said,
Mm-hmm.
the person said, introduce yourself. And I was like, God, I can't even say who I am in English. I'm in such a
Mm-hmm.
state. So it was too much for me. But
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing about 3 hours a day study on my
Mm-hmm.
own every
Mm-hmm.
day, different
Mm-hmm.
types, and I am
Mm-hmm.
improving. But
Mm-hmm.
maybe if I improve a bit more, I'll come back in. But it
Mm-hmm.
was too rapid for me, and it
Mm-hmm.
actually made me feel
Mm-hmm.
worthless, and all that I'd learned, I lost.
Oh.
It really didn't help me. So I said,
Mm-hmm.
right, stop. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
you can come back, keep going. I watch your
Mm-hmm.
articles and things,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe come back. But at
Mm-hmm.
the moment, no, it's too
Mm-hmm.
rapid, and
Mm-hmm.
it just didn't do me any good.
Mm-hmm. You know what we
That's
can
how
Yeah,
you
do
I
is,
had
improve.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I had the same experience
Mm-hmm.
on the first 4 days, I think it
Mm-hmm.
was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I came here and then it says, "Hey, do something," and I what the
No way.
and the next day again, and again they helped me. And
Mm-hmm.
on the fifth day, I
Mm-hmm.
could introduce myself
Mm-hmm.
without thinking about it,
Wow.
and then I started to like introducing myself,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
and this I overcame this fear of talking.
Right. Right.
And you can ask Ronella. I'm talking every time now with
Mm-hmm.
the group,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and especially in the smaller groups.
Mm-hmm.
And on
Yes.
Friday, now I need to give a presentation about my country. The last
Wow.
presentation I gave was
That's
17
amazing.
years ago in school, and English is not my native language, so
Um,
this is hard in many ways for me,
Mm.
mm-hmm.
but it's okay.
That's
I kind of
amazing.
like it to be pushed to a much higher level than I
Mm-hmm.
was. I
Mm-hmm.
thought of myself
Mm-hmm.
because
Mm.
I knew I can communicate in English, but someone said to me, "Hey, Marco, can you help me with the pronunciation of English?"
Mm-hmm.
And I happily said, "Okay, I will do that," and it is very fun for me as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not even not only motivated to be a student, so I'm also motivated to be some kind of teacher or
Mm-hmm.
mentor in some kind,
Mentor, right?
in some
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm impressed with you, Marco, because I actually know Marco. Well, I don't know him, but we know each other slightly. And he he's in his third language. So like you're being taught in English, another language, and it's not
Mhm,
your language. I feel a bit guilty because I'm English and
mhm,
the class is is and you're doing three languages, and I'm like, well, but anyway, I think you've all done amazing. Yeah.
Thank you so much for saying
Thanks.
that. You know what? Actually, Tina, what you can do is you can send us voice messages whenever you study, because that's what me and Ranella did at first. We used to send our voice message to our teacher, who
Uh-huh.
was Korean, and he used to correct them for us. So even if you send voice messages and tell us that that this is what you're doing for the day, then we can correct you. We can send you voice messages. It will just be between us. You need to talk. You need to speak up to be
Yeah.
able to keep that in your mind, right?
And how do you send a voice message?
You can send it to us on Messenger.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, because we did that. Me and
Yeah.
Ranella used to send so many messages to our teacher, who was Korean, and he corrected them for us.
This is our
So
teacher, our
yeah,
first podcast
first
advisor.
teacher. Yeah, Adrian Sim.
Yes.
So yeah, we're really thankful for him to, he used to tell us that you need to repeat a sentence at least 10 times to be able to pronounce it correctly. So it was really helpful for us.
He would be like, "You didn't repeat that 10 times, did you?"
Yeah.
Like whenever we said something and it was off, because at the time you had to remember we were both still beginners, like in
Right.
speaking.
Right. Mhm.
My son asked me a question while I'm talking to you, and then I shook my head no, and he's like, "Oh my God, what?" I don't know what he said, but I shook my head
I
no.
said, am I okay?
You're fine.
Okay.
You see, yes or no questions are my downfall. So this is our teacher, KT Korean TV. So you can find him on YouTube, and he does live streams every single day. I can't catch it though because it's at, I think, at the same time as our study session. So
Right.
that's why
Right.
I haven't been able to. I've done like 3 or 4 live streams where I typed in chat, and that's also how I improved my typing.
Mm-hmm.
So every single one of us here learned Korean and English, and Yuri is actually Korean. um,
But he also learned Korean in a way that he can teach someone. So
Naturally.
he learns
Oh,
the grammar, what is natural for him, and he does not think about it normally.
yeah,
But he learned it to
Yeah.
yeah.
teach us.
Uh-huh.
Thank you for that.
Yes, thank you for that. So our other teacher is Learn Korean in K culture. Did I spell that right? That's Paul Kim. So LKIK is the group that we study with every single day. So LKIK members study at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. Philippine time every day. Um, and we use his phonics. Tina, you might be interested in this one. His phonics videos have breakdown of the lyrics,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you get to.
I've watched a few of them. Yeah.
Mhm. This was after 9 months of struggling with Korean alphabet. I couldn't get Korean alphabet at all. Like, what is going on with these characters? I don't know how they go together. And then finally, when I saw them in lyrics, the way he presented them, it was like BTS was the first video or something that he did. And then after that, I was like, that makes so much sense. And finally, I could read in Korean after 9 months.
I see.
It took me
Yeah.
a really, really long time. Like, I know people are like, I learned Hangul in 3 hours. No, no, that's not me
Infuriating.
at all.
Me neither.
It took me 9 months. So when Sam is like, oh my gosh, I'm not doing so well, I'm like, girl, you are reading after 5 weeks. Okay. It took me 9 months to start reading. So you're doing fine. Like, if anybody's gonna compare to anything, compare to how bad I was. Like, compare to how I couldn't get it. Because then you'll at least feel like, oh, okay, 1 month I can read after 1 month. That's fine. Because realistically, you need at least 70 hours to
Right.
read. Like,
I
even
can't
if
do it unless you put the stars and dots above it for me.
oh, okay. Not well, because then you feel confident, like, oh, she's
Yeah.
telling me I know the letters. So then, because in
Yeah.
your mind, it's all about mindset, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
Conchita has the mindset that she can sit in any Korean speaking situation and she will sit there and absorb it. I don't have that kind of mindset, and I want to get that kind of mindset. So, um, in a way, our group is helping each other to have a different mindset about learning, because we each learn a different type of way. And when we're together, like in this situation, we boost each other, we help each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
So
we can use the learning abilities from others.
mhm,
Like I'm very good at recognizing patterns and
mhm,
Yes.
how something is put together, but I'm not good and I'm not capable of learning vocabulary. It needs
mhm.
such a long time. That's really
But it
annoying.
helps when we circle and square things, like draw all
Yes.
over the page, right, Marco? Do you learn vocabulary when we color and circle and stuff?
I will remember then half an hour later, but then they're gone.
I
Sorry for
see.
that.
So
So
the reason why we
my
have this,
learning type is more requiring or acquiring the language. Like
yes,
a baby learns. That's
yes, you're like
more
that.
my style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have both. Like we all have different
Mm.
types of each
I'm
other.
pretty
Like
much like that too. Like I
yeah,
acquire
Suki just
language
like
by
that.
listening. So I listen to a lot of people. I talk to a lot of people. So when they talk to me, then I remember, I catch some phrases or acquire some words, and then I
Mm-hmm.
imitate them. It's like that. So that's
Okay.
why I talk to so many people.
I
And
noticed by reading
Mm-hmm.
because there are certain parts that always pop up again, and I'm having very difficult. Reading is very difficult for me because I have dyslexia, and it's very hard for me to recognize that letters because I'm not used to them.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I know certain parts of a word, and I can read them much faster. It's
Mm-hmm.
like
Mhm.
imnidar, sumnidar, and so
Mm-hmm.
very common
Right.
type.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
very
Right.
common combinations of letters. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and
Mhm.
because we were learning Korean in English, that's how this cultural exchange came about. Somebody messaged me that they wanted to learn English and they were Korean, and I said, "Oh, let's do a language exchange."
Mm-hmm.
And because of him, I was able to set this up at European time, basically because he was in Sweden,
Mm-hmm.
and um, that's how this whole thing, the cultural exchange, came about. Because the time slot was open, and I said, "Well, he didn't show up today, so let me do something with this time." So I sent out like, "Hey, who wants to join me on a Zoom call at this time?" And
Mm-hmm.
then somebody from Sudan came, somebody from Morocco came, somebody from, and then it just became like, okay, well, let's make it an English cultural exchange. And then
Mm-hmm.
that's how this came about. You're thirsty. Okay. Um, today's topic, baby. Let me just tell them today's topic so then I can attend to you.
we
Today's
can
topic.
we can introduce this channel as well. So this is Alda Lingo,
Oh yes,
and
let me mute myself. You go ahead,
Mhm.
Sajida.
Okay, so he's a Korean YouTube content creator, and we've been learning. He basically teaches how to pronounce alphabets, and they have um, Korean people teaching them. So I really think that if we want to learn pronunciation, then it should be from native Korean speakers, because yeah, that's what I think. Obviously, there are people who can teach better Korean, those who are not native Koreans as well. But I personally think that we should learn at least the pronunciation from the native Koreans. So yeah, that this channel is really helpful for that.
Mm.
I was lucky, very lucky, because on the third day I decided to learn Korean. I had no book, no anything. um, I met a Korean girl, and I just asked out of curiosity, "Do you want to teach me Korean?" And she said, "Okay, I have time." So I had
Wow,
a
you're
teacher
lucky.
who helped me with the pronunciation and letters and a few basics, at least.
Wow, you're really lucky.
Yeah,
Mm.
definitely. We really want to emphasize that although we study together and we're from all different countries, studying Korean, the most important foundation for a learner is to learn the pronunciation from a native speaker.
Right.
Right.
That
Yes.
that is like no question about it. Not even gonna argue with anybody if they're like, well, you guys are studying together and you're not from Korea. Yeah, but we learned the foundation from Koreans. Like we learned how to pronounce from Koreans. We're not like teaching each other the wrong thing, because we're like, go to YouTube, find this Korean person who has a Korean channel. I mean, who has a channel teaching Korean in English, or even Korean in Korean, but it has to be the pronunciation of a native speaker. Like we've had arguments with people about it. Like, oh, not only native speaker can teach Korean. Yes, I agree with that. But you can really only get the foundation of the pronunciation from a Korean speaker.
Mhm.
because you need to hear how they speak and then emulate them.
Mhm.
Point blank, period, no arguments. So our teachers, especially for super beginners, um, they will be Korean speakers. I mean, native speakers.
Yeah.
So to our topic for today, Sam requested food. So we're gonna go. Food is my love language, girl. So let's go
Exactly.
straight in. So Sam is from Tennessee. I'm from New Jersey in the USA. And as you can see, we have two different cultures already. Like even in the manner of speaking, there are cultural difference between the north and south of the United States.
Yes.
So even though Sam is from the US, it's still a cultural exchange because the things that she does where she lives are different from the things I do where I live, and we have similarities. So that's why it's a cultural exchange. So we're looking at the map, right? World map. I cannot. Hello. Images. Who else didn't get to introduce themselves? I saw Ignacio. I thought there's Ignacio and Najma. Go ahead, guys. Introduce yourselves.
Hello, everyone. I'm the president of Argentina. Nice to meet you, everyone.
Nice to meet you, Mr.
Nice
Nice
to
to
Your
President.
meet
meet
Highness.
you.
you.
Mr.
Hi.
President, thank you.
Mr. President.
It's
Yeah,
my
Joker
honor
of
to
the
meet
group.
you.
Thank you. Of course, it's your honor. I'm a president.
Of course.
Okay.
I will make you laugh, everyone. I'm a joker.
Sorry.
Who's laughing
Breathe.
like that?
Eh?
Breathe.
Sam,
See, I have a nice
Oh my
audience.
god.
I'm one of the latest, I guess, in this group because I was part of Andre group,
Mm.
and Andre one day told us just join, and I said okay. And what I have to do here because you have so many schedules, but he was so busy, he just give us a link and that's it. So was when it started, I have to come this time or that time was a little confusing,
Mm.
but it helped me to me because I need to practice. I need to
Mhm.
listen. I need to speak really, really bad to use it. If I can
Right.
study alone, I tried so many times. I failed
Mm. Mhm.
probably
Yes.
because I'm a bad student. I'm also lazy,
Yeah. Same
but
here. I'm a bad.
doesn't help me to me. And my biggest mistake was that a lot of know it. The rest I think don't. I spent 3 months in Seoul in
Mhm.
2019, and
Mhm.
I didn't learn
Wow.
anything.
Mm.
I,
No.
It's
not
Then
very
even that.
difficult.
what
I
did you do
even
in Seoul? You just go to nightclub or
no
bars?
nightclub, no bars, yeah,
Yeah.
but no
Itaewon?
nightclubs.
Have you
Yeah,
been to Itaewon?
Taiwan, Honda, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I know every place that you can imagine in that both place.
Okay.
I know it.
I
But
think I can
no,
understand you. Yeah.
but the bad part of it's not a bad part, but it's a bad part if you want to learn is that if you don't know anything about Korean in Seoul, you can
Mm.
survive. You don't need
Mm.
them,
Mm.
but you're gonna see a half of the experience of that
Mm.
place because you always wanna talk with another foreigners or
Right.
another in Korean who want to practice English.
Mhm.
So you're gonna lose a big part of that
Mhm.
place. Um,
Mhm.
but what's I can survive it without know any Korean. I use it.
Mhm.
A
Mhm.
little regret, of course, but
Mm.
like I say, I need to listen. I need to practice.
Mhm.
Is the motivation that I need for this for
Mhm.
learn because
Mhm.
alone, no, I can do. I don't have
Mm. Yes.
the struggle that you need.
Mhm.
Yeah, probably I'm a lazy and try to make
I
excuses.
can totally relate with you because I did that. I did for 2 months, and I was even in Korea for a month, and I didn't understand anything. I was like, I could only say "igo or mayo" because that's what I needed when I wanted to buy something. I only learned one phrase when I was in Korea. So, and after that, after 2 years, I started learning again in May 2020. So, I had been to Korea in 2018, and after 2 years, I started studying Korean. So, I had forgotten everything I knew. So, I had to start from the scratch, and I could only study for a month, and I was tired. I was like, I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do on my own.
When I was there, I looked for a couple of free
Hmm.
free study
Hmm.
groups,
Hmm.
but I had to use my time to be studying in a place like 2 3 hours,
Hmm.
and I traveled from the other side of the world. I don't want to be inside of a
Hmm.
place for 3 hours. I want to be in the streets.
Hmm.
That was my point of the trip. I wake up early. I start to walk to any place, and wake up and come to the hostel really late to sleep, and that's it. I stayed 3 months in the streets of Seoul, just walking and sawing and talking with people, meeting the most people that I can. I don't doesn't matter the gender, the age, where they come. Well, that was really interesting. But also, I miss a lot of things because a lot of people try to speak with me and they can't. And I remember the case of a girl who tried to speak with me. We are in a group. She tried to help me to let's go to buy some food, and she was speaking in English, and she bring me my hand and like a baby, like I said, with the language of the finger. You want this, you want. And I feel so stupid. And she says something to our mutual friend who speak English, and she told me, "I really want to speak with your friend, but I can't." When she told me that, I feel really guilty. I told it, tell her that this is your country. It's not your fault. It's my fault. I have to learn your language at least a little.
Mhm.
So yeah, I regret that, but as well, it's part of the experience. So my plan is come back. Was come back last year. Now who knows with
Mm.
Corona, but yeah, I need to learn a little. I want to learn to speak a little. It's like I can be so dumb. No, I don't want to make the same mistake. Of course, I don't want to speak like a native, but at least I need something, So important. 안녕하세요. So to say, pale pale. That's it. Pale pale is my favorite word, so that's what I say.
Okay.
So pale pale. That's
Toju juseo pali pali. And also you can say my friend is paying. How do you say that? Chechingu saseo.
the problem is that after the first model of Soshu, I forget all the Korean and I mix a new language. It's not English, it's not Korean, it's not Spanish, but I speak that.
Konglish.
Yeah, I'm a Spanish, I'm Latin, so it's not English for me, but it's a mix of Spanish and new words and impossibility of speaking.
Spanglish.
Yeah, kind of. With a spice of Korean. I don't know where.
Oh
Right.
my gosh, guys, it's already 2:53. How did this happen? We didn't even get to our topic. Najma, go
Okay.
ahead and introduce yourself because at 3 o'clock we have another session. This is so amazing. Like, how did we have a conversation for an entire hour and it just like flew by super fast? What happened? I just blinked and it's 2:53. So this is how beautiful the cultural exchange experience is, and I'm kind of in part like sad to leave it for a while, but I need it for my mental health. So I will pick it back up again. I'll have a sign up sheet for those who want to join, and I will email whoever want to join in the future when we have another session. But for now, Najma, you're the last to speak. Actually, Sam didn't get to say anything either. So
I'm good.
okay, you're good.
Hmm.
Okay, Najma, you got 6 minutes until the end
Oh,
of our session.
okay, sure. Hey, this is Najma from Zambia. Um, well, now I've been learning Korean for let's say 3 months. So let's say, why did I start learning Korean? I was curious. There are a lot of Chinese people here, and I'm like, what's the difference between Chinese people? What's the difference between Korean people? I'm like, I have no idea. So let me just go to them. So um
Mhm.
I encountered a drama. I don't know if you guys know Boys Over Flowers. It's so
Yeah,
famous.
Yes, that's what
my
got
Yeah,
me.
first drama. My
Why do
first
yeah,
drama.
every foreigners watch that drama?
Yeah, it's my
you're
first
so
It
right.
came
drama.
up on Facebook for me. It
You
came
are
up on Facebook.
so right.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No,
So
I
I
didn't
watched
watch
that.
that.
Yeah.
Yuri, your sister. Don't be loud.
Yeah. So I watched that drama and somehow I liked the language. From there on, I started watching many dramas. But I don't know if you guys can relate. It's just so difficult to read the subtitles and at the same time watch the drama. I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me just start studying.
Mhm.
Surprisingly, I learned the language in 3 hours, 4 hours, somewhere
Wow.
there. I was able to speak. But then now studying alone was so difficult. Like I had no motivation, forgetting the words and everything. But somehow I encountered the this platform Ranela, sorry, and Sanchita created, and now I see that I'm improving a lot. So yeah, that's my story.
You
No, it's
joined us like
amazing.
2 weeks ago, right?
Hmm.
When did you
Yeah,
join?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's true, like when you first started with us, like you were a bit shy to practice, and then now you're one of the most active participants during
Oh,
breakout rooms. you
Mm.
you take charge, you do the role play with the script and everything. So thank you for joining the group.
oh, that's nice.
um okay, we got 4 minutes left. Sam, you want to
Mm,
introduce yourself?
I'm
um
good.
you got to say something a bit in the
I'm
beginning.
yeah, no, I'm already red. I don't need any more attention on me.
Tina, thank you for
Yes.
joining this session. I know this is your first English session, right, with
Uh-huh.
us.
Yeah.
But there are workshops. How, yeah, there are workshops that Sanchita and her sister are hosting. So
Okay.
feel free to join that one. And also
Yeah.
Kevin Park, Sansing Nim. He is an English teacher in Korea, and he has his students that he teaches, and some of them want one-on-one.
Mhm.
Okay.
And you guys can do language exchange with his students one-on-one.
Yeah.
And in your own time, in your own schedule. But they are in Korea, so I don't know what the time difference is for you guys. Um,
Yeah.
you'll have to coordinate that
Yeah.
by your.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. That's
somebody
really good.
connected. Hey, John, you are here, and we have 3 minutes left. Go ahead, introduce yourself.
Hi, John. There's my exchange partner.
His audio is connecting.
Yeah.
We'll give him a chance to talk
Mhm.
Mhm.
about how he feels about Glex 2020, what made him learn Korean, and um, yeah, start with that. You have 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
John, you're muted.
No, he's not gonna have time.
Mhm.
Hello?
Sometimes the internet connection in the Philippines
Hello.
is spotty. Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
Say hi to everybody. This is the last cultural exchange in English for a while, and then we'll pick it back up maybe another time. But for now,
Cockerel.
tell us a little bit about you, why you joined Glex, and why you're studying Korean, and uh, what brought you here today.
Okay, I just got woke. I mean, I just woke up. I actually,
Good morning.
I usually wake up at,
Mhm.
I usually wake up at 3 a.m. to prepare for my work because I'm working as a high school teacher teaching sciences. like biology, chemistry, physics, and astronomy in a public secondary school here in the Philippines. So yeah, that's what I usually do every morning. I have to wake up at 3 a.m.,
Oh my
sometimes
God.
2 a.m. to prepare for everything I need to do in the materials that I'm going to use for my classes. Because sometimes we do online classes with kids, with students. So yeah, I joined Glex because I wanted to learn Korean language.
Mm-hmm.
So what made me learn Korean language? It's because I've been volunteering for an organization, an NGO based in Korea, serving disabled people or
Mm-hmm.
people with special needs. So I'm a language editor the documents their documents written in English. So that's what I'm doing with them. And whenever there are NGOs, Korean
Maybe
NGOs,
will
uh,
you get me a cup
conduct
with ice in it?
what? What do you mean?
Sorry, I'm on.
You can go ahead, John.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever there are private organizations
Mm-hmm.
conducting medical missions here in the Philippines,
Mm-hmm.
uh, giving anything to Filipinos, I mean, because
Mm-hmm.
there are some sort of private organizations serving students here in the Philippines, like giving them and providing them free medical checkups. They're giving them free pens,
Mm-hmm.
candies. Yeah.
No,
So
you're doing amazing. Mm-hmm.
I'm also volunteering for them. Yeah.
Oh,
So that's why I'm studying Korean.
Wow, that's really
That would be a
amazing.
really good
Yeah.
career move for you.
Mm-hmm.
I hate to cut you all off here. It's 3:01. We have to
Mhm.
head over to our other session with Sarah. But thanks for
Yeah.
joining us.
Let's take a
Really
picture.
appreciate it.
Ranela, let's take a picture.
Take a picture. Okay, okay. Najma, do you want to show your face?
Uh,
John, do you want to
Oh
show your face?
no,
You don't
thanks.
have to.
John.
You don't have to.
It's
yeah,
Okay.
late here,
because I just
Three,
okay?
woke up.
Too dark in my
three,
room.
2, 1.
One.
Okay. Did I get it? Okay. Everybody looks cute. I'll see you
Okay.
guys later. Thank you so much for being here. And Saturday is the last Korean English exchange group. If you guys want to join that, it's at 8 a.m. Korea Standard Time, Saturday, and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for me. So 5 p.m. for you, Sam.
Okay,
I haven't converted it to any other time zones.
that's fine.
Okay. So I'll see you guys later
See
at Sarah's
you.
class.
Thank you.
Bye.
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 Bye.